Hello, everybody. My name's True Demon, and I'm the Devil's Stockbroker. So, unfortunately, the video I am coming to you with today is on Troika Media, which has now pretty much settled in back into its range at sub 25 cents. Troika has not officially broken the support level that I had set, but at this point, after looking at the short interest information on Ortex and seeing shorts continuously escaping their positions over the course of the past several days, I think it is clear that the short squeeze has come and gone. I've been covering this position for the better part of a month now, and I am confident in saying that most of us that were early to this play, well, almost all of us that were early to the play, had gotten an excellent entry and exited responsibly from the position. But I did want to address this because I see a lot of people that are begging me for more information and essentially hoping that I will come together with some kind of hopium. And I can't do that. I'm I'm looking at this objectively, and the situation that we currently have with Troika Media is the company did have a dilutive event. Again, I don't feel that it was the company's fault per se. The company sold these securities a year ago. They were already in the possession of institutions and eligible for redemption or conversion to common stock for the better part of a year. And they also had warrants issued since September. So all of those assets were available for those institutions to convert and sell into the market at any time that they wanted to, as long as the conversion price made it worth their while. The decision was up to the organizations that had purchased those securities. It wasn't up to the Troika Media um, leadership. But I know that that really doesn't change anything for folks that were, getting in at the top of the market and, you know, just, getting really excited about the play. And, I already know that people are going to be super pissed at me for this, but, this is the way that squeezes happen. When they go up and they keep going this parabolic, they can come down instantly. And if you go back to my original video on Troika where I was talking about this exponential curve setup pattern, and I said that every time there is a steeper step up, there's an opportunity for a twice as hard drop to the downside. So after we had broken this level, it was already at that point where I was like, if it doesn't recover now, then it's not looking good. And what we ended up getting was a exact V-shaped recovery and rejection off of that level. So at this point, with the Ortex data showing that shorts had escaped their positions, a lot of them getting out at break even, I will say that shorts got slaughtered in this area. These guys that were trying to get out of their position and tripping over each other, trying to run for the fire exits, shorts got destroyed in this exit. It was a really chaotic exit for them. But at the same time, we had retailers that were FOMOing in at these prices, just as I was talking about. Like, this is where you need to be really careful and start managing your risk and start taking things off the table, which I had talked about. Okay, if people start yelling at me on social media saying that oh, you sold at the top and you didn't tell anybody, bullshit, I did. Okay, I'm sorry, I did. The truth is that once the price of a stock starts going past 80%, while I admit I was super excited too, I was really excited with how it was going. I was telling everybody this is where it starts to get sketchy. You have to be careful at that point. So, to those of you who got in late to the play and ended up getting swept up in this sell off, I am truly very sorry. It's not my goal to create bag holders, and it's not my goal to um, watch people get hurt. I'm trying to point out plays that are available to the market for retailers for them to take advantage of. And one of the things that I emphasize above all else is to only make sure that you are playing with money that you can afford to lose in the event that this position goes to absolute zero, because that can happen at any time. You must manage risk when you're playing this kind of play. Thankfully, I haven't heard any stories of people getting like massively liquidated, just a lot of disappointment that it didn't go as far as people thought it could. And I don't think that it got as far as it could either, but given that institutions had access to all those shares and then sold the top, it's really out of our hands at that point. So, you know, it sucks and I hate seeing it happen, but at this point, I want to be upfront in letting everybody know that I finally got stopped out of my position. So originally, I'll go over where my trade began. I started my position at around 24 to 26 cents. I was scaling in as it was kind of leveling out in this area because we had seen this pop and then come back down, and we started scaling in. We played it all the way up to the top, and then right in this area, as we were breaking up towards 80 cents, I started taking profit in this area because I saw profit taking behavior at that exact point. I had gotten out of 80% of my position in this area, and I left 20% to run. I never sold anything up towards a dollar. I just kind of wrote it out. And then what ended up happening after that was just big sale. I ended up hitting a limit buy here that I had just had left sitting out there, and uh, I had gotten that position back in. And as soon as we saw a bounce and rejection, I got out almost immediately out of most of those shares, and I had an initial position. I finally got stopped out. So I'm stopped out of that position. Overall, I would say that I made a pretty modest profit, but at no point at any time during my trade did I have more than 5,000 shares. I never had more than 5,000 shares in this stock at a time. It was a really small position. I had a paper trade going that was 50,000 shares just for, shits and giggles, but never had a position that was larger than that. So that's pretty much the whole trade in a nutshell. And I'm sorry to people that, FOMO'd in and top ticked it. It really sucks when that happens, but that's why I emphasize that risk management. So I am truly hoping that everybody is able to look at this objectively and learn from it, use it as a lesson learned, and, grow from it, because that's what trading is all about. If you guys want to get more feedback from me, I'll be happy to answer any comments on my YouTube channel. Or if you're in the Discord, feel free to ask me in the Troika chat or just on the trading floor. Happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one for the next play. Until then, have a hell of a time in the markets.